Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to The Mandalorian. This time we're on Season 1, Episode 4, titled Sanctuary. Last time we had the Sin, and to start off with, we saw the Mandalorian handing Baby Yoda over to the Empire, to the client, and taking in a whole cache full of Beskar, and he had it modeled into some shiny new armor. And he tried to go back to his way of doing things. He tried to go back to just doing his job again, just to look for other bounties that need collecting. Grief Kargas even said try going on a vacation, take your mind off things, stuff like that, because he seemed weird after having to let Baby Yoda go. So he tried that, but then as soon as he got back to the ship, was reminded of Baby Yoda. He just couldn't leave without him. He couldn't leave without him. So he went back, killed all the stormtroopers, and stole Baby Yoda back, and then the rest of the bounty hunters all got tracking fobs activated to hunt down the Mandalorian and take back Baby Yoda. So he fought them off, and then the Mandalorian squad assembled around him, and they helped fight them off too. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It was a lot of fun stuff. But by the end of it, he actually managed to leave with Baby Yoda. Grief Kargas was shot, but he survived. So I think he's still going to be a problem going forward. He's still going to be an issue. But yeah, we had that fun stuff. So now commences the adventures of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Now commences those tales, and I think it's gonna be a goose chase from now. It's gonna be a goose chase. I think going from now, he's gonna have to fight to protect Baby Yoda. There are gonna be other hunters sent after him to try and collect Baby Yoda and to kill him. And I think now it's gonna be a case of I think because even when they gave him the bounty, they said the client said. Proof of termination is also an acceptable kind of, admission, pretty much for the bounty. So I think for him, it's going to be kill him on sight, and the bounty, dead or alive, is fine. Dead or alive for the bounty, but the Mandalorian, just kill him, because if you don't kill him, he's going to stop you at every possible turn. So kill him, and then bring back the bounty, or just send us a picture of his dead body. So. Yeah, so he's gonna have to fight to save him. But we had some interesting history with the Mandalorian. We had some interesting history. There are very few of them now. The ones we saw in the armory, and also when they assembled around him, those are the last few Mandalorians I think left. In this galaxy at least. The galaxy is a big place. I don't know. Yeah, the galaxy is a big place. I don't know. I think I looked it up after watching the last episode, and I think I did see that there is a planet of the planet of Mandalore, where their culture and their people come from. But I think in this instance, they are the last few Mandalorians surviving after the Empire's fall and everything like that. So they're the ones kind of mainly remaining underground, coming up one at a time to do their thing. And they're not all bounty hunters either. They're all fighters. But they're not all bounty hunters, so the Mandalorian is the only one who's actually part of the guild. But now, no longer. He betrayed the guild now. He took out, other bounty hunters. He stole back the bounty, so he's no longer... He's a rogue bounty hunter now. And mainly the protector of Baby Yoda. So, yeah, that was that. And in terms of his flashback stories, we saw that, he actually he was hidden away by his parents when droids attacked his village. And then, but then he was discovered by them, but then that cut kind of made things confusing. We don't know he survived, so the assumption is that he was saved by someone. My theory being that he was saved by a Mandalorian, so that's why he's paying the favor back now, the Baby Yoda is a bounty, and he's paying that favor back, towards him. He was a foundling, the Mandalorian was a foundling, so I don't know if he's going to try and turn this Baby Yoda into a foundling too, or if he's just kind of paying that kind of life-saving thing forward, or what's happening, but I guess we'll see. Right now it's just about protecting Baby Yoda though. Right now it's just about that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have from episode 3. So episode 4, Sanctuary. Let's go. This reminds me of Gallifrey. The children of Gallifrey. Oh, I know him. He's from Good Place. He's I can't remember his name. He's from The Good Place. He's one of Jason's friends. Oh. I thought someone actually tried to crush the thing for a minute. Oh, they're taking apart the droids. Jeez, the whole village massacred. What's he pressing? What's he pressing? What does that button do? Oh. Oh, damn. He's curious. He's curious. He wants to know how your ship works.
Ready to lay low and stretch your legs for a couple of months, you little womp rat? Nobody's gonna find us here.
I love the way he talks to him already.
You stay right here.
Does it understand you?
Don't move.
Does it understand you?
Great.
What's when he comes like every single button has been pushed, there's like weapon system ready to fire. Oh god, I love Yoda. He wants to go with you. Yeah, take him out for a walk.
Come on.
Yeah, take him out for a walk. Let him stretch it. You said stretch your legs. No? He's so slow. Oh, look at him just toddling along. Oh. Was that spaghetti? Space spaghetti? Oh, whoa, that's like a Cheshire cat. A space Cheshire cat. Gina Carano! Yeah, I knew she was gonna be in this, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, she's good. Oh. 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 Oh, blasters are ready. His baby.
You want some soup?
Saw most of my action mopping up after Endor.
Well, it looks like this planet's taken.
Yeah, he's relaxing. Maybe I just coffee in, yeah. Gazing up at the night sky. And now it's morning. Aww. I love those little hands, I love them. Whoa. Jeez, okay. Mando is just a kid.
We don't get a lot of visitors around here.
Yeah, jeez.
He's not used to strangers.
Are you hungry?
Oh, that's so cute. That's really
Can you
cute.
play with him?
I love how easily you can pick him up. Like, is there any weight to him at all?
How long has it been since you've taken that off?
The helmet?
Yesterday.
I mean, in front of someone else.
Oh, he takes it off when he's alone. He doesn't take it off in front of people.
My parents were killed, and the Mandalorians took care of me.
Yeah, they took him in. Oh, he's taking it off. Oh, we know it's Pedro under there. We know it's Pedro. Oh, he took his helmet off for the first time. Oh, damn. That's a nice way to do that. You don't actually show it to us, but he took it off still. He took it off for the first time. Oh, that's a big footprint. That's a big footprint.
Imperial Walker.
Oh, an
What's
Imperial
doing
Walker. Oh. Yep. Oh, that. It just took a jolly ride through the whole forest.
Can't live here anymore.
The armored walker with 2 enormous guns that you knew about and didn't tell us. Supposed to help us.
Yeah, if you hire them, you tell them all that's going on.
You cannot fight that thing.
Unless we show them how.
Ah, yeah. Train them.
Who knows how to shoot?
Omera. She knows how to shoot. Okay, that's good. At least one person knows. Yeah. And she gets a rifle. Nice, yeah, give her something big. Yeah.
1.
Great.
1.
Yeah.
Fire!
Yeah, this is cool, yeah. A farmer training montage. Oh, she good. Yeah. Are they bombs? I think they're bombs. There we go. There we go. Oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, there's even more. There's even more. Oh, they have to get out before the bomb goes off. Oh. What is that stuff? Is it like a... I'm guessing it's not a hot tub. Yeah, just break out of there. Yeah, just break out of there. Punch through it. There we go. Boom. There we go. The ATST. Oh crap. The ATST. Damn, it's got red eyes. I've never seen that before. Yeah, those guns. Yeah, recognize those guns. Yeah, you got Baby Yoda to protect you. Yeah, you got Baby Yoda. Come on. How big is it really? Like it was barely. It's not even at the. It's not even the height of the trees. Yeah, it's a downable size, right? Or is that just the distance? It's at least like 100 feet tall, right? 100, 200 feet. Yeah, that. Yeah. Go on. Go on. No. Go on. Step in the water. Why? Oh, that's such a cool shot. That's such a cool shot. Why? Oh, the Platoonians coming back. Oh, they're coming back. Oh. Yeah. Now start firing. Now start shooting. Yeah, Mamera's got this on lockdown. Mamera's got it locked down. Yeah. Aim for the red eyes. Go, see if those look like windows. Go for the red eyes. Oh, jeez. The more it shoots the land, the weaker it gets, right? So it should crumble down eventually. There we go. Oh yeah, go for the windows, go for the eyes. That's it, go for the eyes. There we go. Yeah, crumble. There we go, crumble. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Boom goes the Walker. You did it, Amara. You all did it. You all did it. Yeah. Well, we spun out this time. We actually spun out this time. Yeah.
Fits right in.
Is he the only one? I don't know if the Mandalorian is the settling type.
Traveling with me, that's no life for a kid.
Ah.
I did my job, he's safe. Better chance at a life.
Oh, a new bounty hunter. Yeah, you can't leave him here. You can't leave him here. You know? The Empire's gonna send more and more bounty hunters after him. Grief Kargi, he's gonna send more and more hunters after him.
We want you to stay. The community's grateful. You can pack all this away in case there's ever trouble.
You could do it, Mando.
I would.
Whoa. Oh no! No! Don't kill her! Don't kill her! Don't kill her! Please don't kill her!
Belong here.
Whoa! Oh, Cara killed him. Okay, Cara killed him. Nice. Yeah, I told you, he's not safe here. The hunters are gonna come after him.
Tracking.
The kid.
Yeah. You can't leave him here.
Yes.
Until our paths cross.
Yeah, I hope we see her again. She's amazing.
Until our
I hope we
paths
see her
cross.
again. Yeah. No.
I miss you so much.
Well. Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay, directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. That's fun. That's fun. She did a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Okay. Oof. So yeah, that was fun. That was a fun little episode. So yeah, I think it was very different. I think for like episodes 1 to 3, we've had some sense of. I mean, it continued with this episode. But episode 1 to 3, we kind of knew where the story was headed. We knew it was headed. From episode 1, he was given like episode 1 was where he was given that bounty. It's where he was given that bounty, and then from there to episode 3, it was about him actually surviving with the kid, with the kind of side episode with the Jawas. And the Mudhorn egg as well. And then overall, like from episode 1 to 3, from 1 to 3, that story was about him actually getting that particular bounty back to the Empire. But the difference being what the bounty was and how he would react to it, because I think this is undoubtedly the first time he's ever had to collect a child, you know, so, and especially knowing that it's of Yoda species. I think, again, Yoda, like, you know, he's a known being now, so it's not exactly hard to recognize him. He's literally the one little green guy in the galaxy, so recognizing it as a species, knowing it's a baby too, so it's how he kind of reacts to that as well, like if he can actually give up a baby to you know, like to like an existing kind of, you know, institution as evil and as like knowingly cruel as the Empire, if he can actually give him Baby Yoda up to them. And especially I think seeing his flashbacks through has actually helped us as the audience relate to him a bit more, like not relate, but like understand where he's coming from a bit more. Him, like, you know, him knowing that, you know, he was rescued by a Mandalorian. He even confirmed it this one. He's been a Mandalorian since childhood. He's, you know, had to wear that helmet since childhood, but he was actually rescued by Mandalorians as a child after droids killed his family. So he's definitely paying that favor back. But yeah, but episode 1 to 3, we had that kind of story, and I think there was still, like, in episode 3, like the way it ended, there was still that kind of, like, we knew what was going to happen, or at least we had some idea of where the story was going to go, but it felt like the end to that kind of, that portion of this season, like, you know, oh, he's collecting this bounty, but is he going to give it up? Or even if he gives it up, is he going to leave it given up? But no, episode 3 showed us that, you know, he actually will look at this from a far more moral standpoint and look past his guild code ethics and actually take the baby back. And then after it's like, okay, so where do we go from here? Are they still going to be on the run? Are they going to try and find some place to settle down? No, like, they would, I mean, well, no, he wouldn't, because I think that was actually something that, you know, I think I like that they explored that, you know, like, you know, Cara even saying that, you know, you could just settle down with the beautiful young widow, you know, he enjoys it here, you clearly find, you can clearly sense some kind of solitude and peace here that, you know, you could have, but, you know, with him, he knows that he's a Mandalorian, it's the way of the Mandalore. I think it's not really, the Mandalorian way, I think it's not really something maybe you can just give up so easily, and it's why, you know, it's not, like, I thought it would be a case of, you know, oh, if he takes, I mean, we saw him take it off. He did take it off in the barn. The way that scene was shot, I think, you know, like, Bryce Dallas Howard, she did a lot of great shots in this episode alone. Like, so the way that kind of thing was filmed, like him actually taking the helmet off while watching the children play with Baby Yoda, like, that was like a really, really well done shot, and a well done scene. So he can take it off, but it's just part of that culture that, you know, you can't ever put it back on again. So that's the way of the Mandalore. Like, what matters is actually what you do with the helmet, not just you know, who you are underneath. So yeah, so him actually settling down, I think I am now under the belief that you know, I'm now under the belief that like, after this episode there has to be, like, at least a few different interpretations of how that scene would have gone down had he decided to settle down. There must be fan fictions out there of, you know, the Mandalorian actually settling down with Omera and Winter and Baby Yoda and everything, just settling down in that village. Maybe even with Cara. But, you know, I'm willing to bet that there are multiple fan fictions out there actually, you know, showing what that kind of a story might be like. But yeah, him and Omera got along really well. Omera is a markswoman. She's a markswoman. She's a hell of a shot. I think that surprised me. Like, I think that was one of the things that surprised me. Was, like, it was cool to see them training the villagers how to fight, and you could see some of them had trouble. Like Cara, when she was teaching them how to actually stance themselves with the spears and actually lunging forward and stuff. Like, you could tell, you know, she was still correcting a few of them, telling them to fix some stuff up. So they weren't perfect, but some of them actually did, you know, end up doing half decent, which again, it surprised me because they are farmers and not actual fighters. So, but I mean, I guess, like, physically speaking, farming is still like a, you know, like a high physique kind of occupation. So I guess that does help. Like, I mean, some of them are fairly scrawny, but they can still get the job done. So this one is just like an extra mile, like an extra push. It's a mostly different kind of field, but it's still, you know, it's also something they handled, and I think I like that they showed that not all of them are actually perfect. They, like, a few of them did need pointers from Cara. They didn't all they didn't all immediately understand it just because they're used to it physically. But yeah, O'Mara being a shooter surprised me, because I think I wish we could have explored that history, like her actually mentioning, like, oh, she was like, she's, like her father was a shooter, or her mother was a shooter, just seeing how what her history was like before she became like a farmer or a mother. But yeah, she was a great shot. That was really, really fun to see. And Winter, she got along great with Baby. All the kids got along great with Baby Yoda. All the kids got along. So I figured the way he would go is, it makes sense that his initial plan was to leave Baby Yoda behind, because he's a bounty hunter. He can never settle down. But I figured seeing Baby Yoda happy here would mean that, because I think, again, he stole Baby Yoda back, which meant that, he had plans to protect him and to keep him safe. And so, yeah, so I think the ending of the episode, the bounty hunter still being there, the bounty hunter coming along and trying to kill her, I thought we were going to lose O'Mara. I thought we were really going to lose O'Mara after all that. I thought that would be the one thing that would piss me off about the episode. Like, after all this, we actually lose O'Mara. But no, she still lives. But yeah, that reveal at the end shows that, the Empire still wants him. They know you took him back, so now they're probably going to try harder than ever. And yeah, Cara took him out at the last second. She's a lifesaver, a literal lifesaver. But yeah, they are after the baby though. They're after, and again, the guy was willing to kill Baby Yoda, so it's like, it's very, very likely a dead or alive situation. Like, if you can bring him in alive, that's great. If you can kill him off and just send us like a selfie or something with the body, then they're killers. They're killers. I don't really think they're gonna be, too ethical about that. But yeah, so he's still in danger, and Mando still needs to protect him. I wish we could get a name. It feels weird calling him Mandalorian, because they're all Mandalorians. So, calling him Mando for sure it worked, but that's also what Grief Karga calls him. So that feels weird, but I don't know. And the only other name I can think of is, Pedro Pascal, the guy who plays him. But, it turns out the guy, the Caburn, I think his name was, that guy, I've recognized him immediately. He's from The Good Place. He's one of Jason. I can't remember what his name was. Because I think, at first I was thinking, was it Donkey Doug? But no, that was Jason's dad. Donkey Doug was Jason's dad. So I can't remember what his name was. He was one of Jason's friends. He was there when he actually died. But yeah, and then he was one of the few that were actually impacted well in The Good Place, and I'm really sad that show ended. I was bawling like a baby at the end of it. But I recognized him immediately. He is from The Good Place, so it's good to see him in this too. And him and the other guy, him and his friend did a good job taking down that one Klatooinian raider. Just doing like tag teaming that guy with the spears and everything. So yeah, everyone did a good job. So which surprised me, but the training montage was entertaining to watch. Training montages usually are. But yeah, they weren't perfect, but they still stood their ground. I think they still stood their ground, and I think that's what worked. Like, Cara mentioned they'd need more people. Like, there were only two of them. As soon as they found out about the ATST, which was also cool to see in this, by the way. As soon as she mentioned the ATST, as soon as they found out about the ATST, they said, there's only two of us. Us two alone can't handle it. And then, the guy was like, well, there's at least 20 of us here. Like, we're not actual fighters, sure, but we're still willing to do something. And I think that's what, like, made it all the more believable, the fact that they were actually willing to fight for their land and to fight for their family and friends too. So yeah, so everyone was willing to do something. It wasn't a case of like it wasn't a case of Cara or Mando being like, okay, we need you all to fight whether you like it or not. So yeah, it worked. But yeah, we had Cara Dune, Gina Carano playing Cara Dune. So she was an ex-rebel who actually killed imperialist soldiers and warlords and whatnot. So she was a soldier and an ex space vet. And yeah, so I think she's probably gonna stay. She's probably gonna stick around in Sorgon, because and wait, is it Sorgan? It's Sorgan. I've written it weird. My penmanship is horrible. I've written it weird. I think it's Sorgan. But yeah, she was originally here. So she even said in the beginning, like, there can't be two of us here at the same time. So one of us is gonna have to move on. And I was here first. So yeah, and I think she recognized his armor. She knew he was a Mandalorian and that he was a bounty hunter, so she thought, he was there for her. But no, so I think by the end of that, I think she's gonna stick around and actually still help. Because I don't know if all the Klatooinians are dead, because there were a lot of them that came out even after the ones in the hut were bombed off, like the ones who came up with the ATSTs. So I don't know if they're all dead or, it's a farm place. It's a farming land. So more and more raiders will probably catch word of this place and will see it as they fly by and then decide to stop by and raid the whole place. So Cara can still, help defend the place against them. And she's settled in nice enough. She's settled in. She's like sipping their brews and their spotchkas. I think it was spotchkas. I don't know, maybe. And their bone broth. She had some of the bone broth and everything. So she's settled in nice enough. She can stick around. But yeah, hopefully we see her again. Her and Mando got along very, very well, and she's a great fighter. So whoever we see him facing off against by the end of the season, I'd like to see her coming in to actually help him out again. So yeah, fun stuff. And I think with Omera and that kind of land and showing him that kind of life, a life of peace again, a life of peace and solitude. I think and especially with this Mandalorian's background, like him saying he was found as a child, he was trained as a child, he was raised that way as a child, so that life has been ingrained into him. So I think the interesting thing about this episode is actually putting him in that environment where he could potentially settle down, and even showing him how happy Baby Yoda is here. I think the one thing he accepted from that was the fact that, Baby Yoda was happy here and that he was safe here until the bounty hunter came along. So, but for him, he said, bounty hunting is no place for, is no life for a child. He never really, I think, again, he said that, nothing terrible would happen if he actually dropped the armor and actually, took off the helmet. It would just be a case of, he can't ever put it back on. So if he drops the Mandalorian life, he can never go back into it. It's a life of devotion and stuff, so if he ever drops it, then he would have to drop it for good, and he can never put it back on, which we see isn't true, because no one, the other Mandalorians weren't around to see it. He actually did, and the kids didn't even look up seeing his true face either. The kids didn't even weren't even paying attention to him. It was when no one else was around, he knew that he wasn't, no one was looking at him or in his general direction, so he actually took off the helmet for like a few seconds there, so nothing terrible happened there. But yeah, I like that there's actually like a somewhat of a tint to the visor too. Like the visor itself is a very, very small portion of the helmet. Most of the helmet is like a nice shiny metallic thing, but then around the eyes and down like the nose and towards where the mouth is, there's like that kind of glass plastic section, which is tinted. And I think the bottom half of it you can kind of see because the light shines through it and like under it, and like there's a space under it where he actually talks out of. But it's tinted enough that you actually just can't see it, and like the only way you can recognize who's playing the Mandalorian is through the voice. And I think again, I like that they very, very minimally modulated the voice to make it sound like he's actually talking out of the helmet, because otherwise I think it would just sound muffled. But other than that, there's really not much to it. So Pedro is doing a fantastic job showcasing that kind of talent. He's actually showing he is the Mandalorian. He's not Pedro Pascal playing the Mandalorian. He is the Mandalorian in this show. He is that character. So it's a really cool way of showing that. But I think back to the original point. I think putting him in that environment was a really great way to kind of test, or like kind of test, but also just kind of like show him what he could have and like what he could have if he was willing to drop it. Like even Cara mentioning it and saying, what happens if you take off the helmet? Like that's it. Like no one comes after you, no one kills you. Like did you take it off? They just get like an alert on their device or something saying, Mandalorian has taken off his helmet. Like none of that happens. He just can't ever put it back on again. So again, it's because he was trained from a young age that this life is ingrained into him, that he looks at this life and he can identify it with peace and like quiet and stuff like that. But it's the fact that he's been this way for so long. Like the Mandalorian way is the only way he knows, the only way he's actually comfortable with, or the only way he's familiar with. So settling down, again, it's something I'm interested to see, and I'm guessing there are many fanfics about it, but in terms of actual interpretation in this sense, it's not really something that's going to happen very, very easily, and I think it's not something he's going to explore for a long time, because right now I think we're like still somewhat getting used to him being a bounty hunter. We're still seeing him in this life, seeing how good he is, seeing how kind of determined he is to get to survive and fight through each mission. But he's not even old. He's still in his physical prime pretty much. He can still fight, he can still stand, so he's nowhere near the age of retirement. But yeah, Cara, she's somewhat retired. She still fights if trouble comes her way. So she hasn't dropped the whole, she hasn't dropped her weapons or her techniques, immediately as of yet. But yeah, Mando, I think it's down the line. I think right now, I think it's a nice little tease. It's a nice teaser, but down the line, I think it would be interesting seeing if he actually came up against that kind of situation more, seeing more people who actually appreciate his kind of protection and appreciate his work and actually sense a man in need of some kind of freedom, perhaps, or just like a man who's never really had much of a taste of freedom. But seeing that as well, and him and O'Mara got along really, really well, and even Cara recognized that, seeing some kind of emotional intimacy there. So yeah, but now O'Mara's got Cara to protect her, so she still has one protector in the village. The village still has one protector. So yeah, so I think Cara and O'Mara got along fairly well too. So yeah, that's it was a fun concept to see. It was a fun concept to see. But in the end, they ended up just actually protecting the village and making it secure. And in the end, realizing that Baby Yoda wasn't safe. That was that. I think that by the end of it, that was the main takeaway for Mando. Like he can't think about settling now because the Empire is still after him, and most importantly, they're still after Baby Yoda. So protecting him is the priority as of right now. And if he stayed in Sorgan, then he would just be putting O'Mara and Winter and all the others they helped save, in danger. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have from this one. Again, Bryce did a great job. Bryce Dallas Howard did a great job directing this. So I wonder if she actually did direct any others. And it's actually, I don't know. I think it was like, I'm always surprised. I don't know why it is. I'm always surprised when I hear about actors directing stuff. It's like, because like when I first found out about it, I was really surprised. Like I was like, wait, actors can direct stuff too? I thought they just acted and stuff. I thought they just read off a script and film themselves for audience to see in theaters. But no, actors actually do. And I think seeing it in different credits too, like so and so, actor, writer, director, producer, like whatever. Like seeing all those labels, I was like, wait, you can do all those things too? Like I was actually pleasantly surprised. And yeah, it's like it always surprised me. But I think thinking about the craft, it's like it's actually better when you actually have someone like that. But when you become an actor, you have to you also like, in order to do your job well, I think you also want to think from the perspective of the director and the writer, in order to actually accurately portray the character and also fulfill the actual the meaning of the story. So it's cool to see it. But I'm always pleasantly surprised. I'm always pleasantly surprised when I see actors directing movies, or even directors even directors acting movies. Like when directors do cameos in their own movies. That's a really cool thing. I mean, that one is somewhat less surprising to me, but actors actually directing movies is pleasantly surprising. So yeah, so I look forward to. I don't know if anyone else has directed any other episodes this season, or if in season 2 we're gonna have anyone else doing something. But it's pleasant, and again, Bryce did a great job. She did a great job in this episode. So I look forward to any other episodes she might have helped or worked on. But yeah, the writing, as far as I'm aware, it's in the credits. It's all being done by Jon Favreau. So season 1, and I presume season 2 as well, is all being done by Jon Favreau. So him knowing his work in the MCU, I'm thoroughly enjoying this season, and I've thoroughly enjoyed his work in the MCU. So I have a lot of faith in him and what he's gonna do. And I've heard that he is a big Star Wars fan too. So he's not, like he is one of the best people that Disney can go to actually execute this story and show us what it's all about. So yeah, and I think I've heard that he actually had a cameo back in season 1 that I just never even clocked. Like he was one of the fighters in the bar, like in the very beginning of episode 1. He was one of the fighters, so I never even clocked that. So that was that's cool. Yeah, again, writers, directors cameoing in their own stuff. And Taika, that was a fun back in Thor. Like he actually directed Thor Ragnarok, and he played Korg too, and he actually played like a slightly bigger side character too, like size wise and role wise too. So it's fun. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for this episode. So that was fun. That was The Mandalorian season 1 episode 4, titled Sanctuary. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on The Mandalorian. The uncut reaction will be available on Patreon, so feel free to go check it out. And yeah, that's it. So, I will see you guys next time.